All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to an actual extreme stream with a just an extreme market day. One of those bellwether days we actually haven't had in a very long time in cryptocurrency. If you guys are trading from about a year ago, we used to have one of these days, I don't know, every couple of months maybe. It seems like it. I mean, I just kind of remember cryptos being nuts, and they've been a little muted lately. Not really, just oscillating, and now we're kind of back to free fall territory, and we've been there for a while, and it's pretty much it's fun. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. The only thing holding up is Bitcoin. And let me ask you this question, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin when the alt stops selling off? Do you have a hypothesis about that? I do. Albert, yes, I do trade stocks. TA on Ethereum short, it's straight down. There's not much TA to be had right there, to be honest with you. It's in a very extreme downtrend. So let's start with Ethereum. I don't know, I think most of you here probably are subscribers. You guys jumped on pretty quick right there. So if you remember, several videos ago I talked about this bear flag preceding the break of this long-term trend line in Ethereum. This is a very significant event, and technically when you cross this trend line, the game's over. What's up, Michael? Michael, to answer your question there, my friend, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Alts will go somewhere between a bounce and zero. That's my very technical expert opinion on that one. Very technical opinion. Somewhere between here and zero is where they're going. Probably not today, though, but maybe in about 3 more days. So that's a joke. If you guys have been with me for a little while, you remember I drew a trend line from here to here and drew a measured move. It took us to basically 85. Actually, looks like $100 Ethereum. I remember it being $85. Yeah, I think we're definitely headed down towards that direction. You got Litecoin at $52. We talk about this in the Power Hour all the time. I'm like, hey, do you remember when we said Litecoin at 110? That we were going down to 110? And now we're at $55. We were literally half of this. We were a little over $56 in the Power Hour this morning. And right now, $52. We've already dropped another $4, which is a very considerable drop in Litecoin. So Cardano, one of the last ones to break down, along with XLM. Ooh, it finally broke. Did it? Let's go to the 2-hour chart. It did break, ladies and gentlemen. During the Power Hour this morning, we were talking about shorting XLM on that break. Now, I can't short it on any of the exchanges that I short on. But if you guys in the Power Hour, did any of you guys get in on this? Because this is just the start, guys. XLM's the last one to break. It will continue to go lower, more than likely. What up, Go? So the reason for the massive sell-off, what's going on? How do I put this? How do I put this in a manner that makes sense? Because to me, it's obvious to the guys that the guys in our community over here at Real Crypto in the Slack chat room. It's pretty obvious. We've been waiting for the market to break down. We've been really looking at Bitcoin and then noticing the altcoins really have been selling off. What's happening is the people are noticing that, okay, well, it has to do with Bitcoin. So let me start with Bitcoin. Let me go to the daily. And you can see it in the technicals, guys. You can see it. So the more times you test a trend line, the more likely it is to fail. All right? That's the rule of trend line. So this trend line right here, if my mouse will participate with me, this trend line in Bitcoin right here going all the way back to March. Remember the March low? I guess February. Wow. So 6 months now we had this low. We've been shopping around for 6 months. And in this 6 months, up until right here, a very vast amount of market participants thought we were going to go higher. They thought the low was in, and what you're seeing right now is a huge risk-off maneuver before they sell off Bitcoin is what you're seeing. Once these alts stop selling, you will likely see Bitcoin sell off. And that's when the market cap is really going to tank. That's when that's when the market cap's really tanking, because most of cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. I mean, 197 right now. So over half of the cryptocurrency market cap is Bitcoin. The alts are completely taking the sales out of the cryptocurrencies, and it's just going to continue, guys. It's just going to continue. Now, we may get some bounces here and there. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, my overarching theme, really since even before we actually topped, I thought the top was at 11,000, and I pretty much, I screwed that one up. But I did call the top. I was just early. I was really early. So we've been talking about the market going into a bear market ever since. Now, no one knows where and how far down we're going to go. Okay? No one knows how far down we're going to go. But we're going to get there in probably fairly quickly. Now, it's going to stay low for a long time as well. Okay? So we have altcoins selling off right now. Bitcoin's probably the next one to go. And then we'll go ahead and see what happens with altcoins there. Someone mentioned I was offline. I was just checking my status here. Looks like I'm good. So what happened is this is a huge risk-off maneuver for the market, okay? Anything that is suspect, which is everything, is being liquidated. It's being sold in mass. This isn't a fire sale, guys. This is an evacuation. All right? This is an evacuation. There's nothing about this that screams, not even capitulation yet. So I'm on the daily chart. We did this in the power hour today. Let's briefly go through these. And anyone, let me know if you think you see capitulation on any of these charts, or if this just looks like another day in the market. I don't see capitulation anywhere yet. This is nothing new. This is nothing extreme. This is normal crypto market movement, to be honest with you. If you guys don't believe so, then I'd like you to tell me what's different about it. All right? It's normal market action. There's nothing extreme about it. It's just risk off, and it's people continue. What's happening is they're selling, but they don't want to tank the market. Okay, that's why you're seeing every day down a little bit. Ethereum's a perfect example. Look at Ethereum. Little down, little down, little down, little down, little down, little down. It's just little bits down all the time. Notice how the volume is slightly increased. Notice it's not massive. You don't have the crazy public capitulation. What you have is smart selling. All right, this is actually smart selling. This is not wild and crazy selling. You know what's wild and crazy selling? This candle right there. This candle's wild and crazy selling. This candle's wild and crazy selling. Very large volume candles are your wild and crazy selling. This is just increased volume, so this is nothing extraordinary or out of the ordinary. This is just normal market action. And many altcoins really going down to levels that we haven't seen for about a year now. And I think that's really what's taking people back, is they're seeing levels that are triggering a memory. I think these levels are triggering memories like, whoa, because I entered Ethereum back over here at $308 in this base. That's right where I entered Ethereum before this big move. And I saw it at 300 and something today. I'm like, wow, I entered at $308 back in the day. And I remembered that. You know, we're also seeing a lot of coin, like newer coins, like Nano is a good example, which is not on my screen here. It's on the power hour. So Nano, you know, we've been talking about Nano in a perpetual downtrend, and everyone's like, is Nano a good bargain? I'm like, probably not. Looks like it's going to continue lower, and it's continuing lower. All of these look like they're continuing lower. There's no reversal patterns here yet, guys. These things, so I'm just going to breeze through these real quick. This is what we do every day in the power hour. We go through each of these. I'm just going to breeze through these, okay? BNB sold off. ETP, one of two good-looking coins in this market when we checked this morning. ZCL, Z Classic. You can see right here, this was our most recent base, broken down from that base. Omisego just obliterated. $3 Omisego, guys. We had support level at $7.50, and then it was not interested in going any higher than $7.50. Omisego straight lower. Okay. And then you got Cardano just breaking lows. Look at this low, this big low, big swing low that was supported here. This was done. We also noted this morning. We noticed that was basically breaking those lows that haven't been broken before. Even the strong ones now are starting to break. XLM, Cardano, the ones that are starting to break. XLM hasn't really broken yet. Okay? NEO. You're going to see single-digit NEO, guys. You're going to see it. Single-digit NEO. Now, most of these are against Bitcoin. That's why NEO looks a little bit different. Ethereum Classic. Want to see our sell signal here that we called in the power hour on Ethereum Classic? Is it in this chart? It should be in this chart. Oh, no. I bet you it's on the USD chart. There it is. There's our sell signal for Ethereum Classic. The second the Coinbase news announced, there's our sell signal. Funny stuff. It's funny when you kind of know how things kind of work out. But yeah, I mean, Ethereum Classic, just done. It's done. This thing's done. Ethereum versus Bitcoin. This is versus Bitcoin. Notice how strong Bitcoin's been? That's because everything is moving into Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin's been so strong. So we talked about Nano. We got EOS. So remember those long-term trend lines, guys? Really broken. Long-term trend lines are done. On all these long-term trend lines are broken. And there's really no coming back from that. Not for a very extended period of time, guys. Remember these days? They're gone. They're just gone. They're just gone. There's IOTA. Link. BAT. Pretty much what we're waiting for here, guys. What you're waiting for in the market right now is you're waiting for a bottom and you're waiting for tradable bottoms is what you're doing. I mean, that's really what you're doing. So I'm just going to call you SM there. Says you got to be laughing to keep from crying. Well, yeah, guys, the writing's been on the walls for a long time. I don't, this is real crypto. I don't know everything. I know some things. I know charts. That's one thing I do know. I know a lot of guys don't necessarily subscribe to my general view of the markets or haven't for the past 6 months. And unfortunately, it's coming to pass, and no one really wants to believe it when we're slowly chopping down. But guys, if you look at these charts now, it seems fairly obvious. And I've been trying to give a lot of people those signals. If you guys have been holding these altcoin positions, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I don't know what to tell you at this stage of the game, guys. This isn't even the end game. There's more pain to come. Okay, there's more pain to come. These moves are not capitulation moves. These moves are moves of general market action. And it just is what it is. You just kind of have to go with it. Whether you can believe it or not, that's what the market does. This is just what the market does. It buys and it sells, irregardless of who's on the other side of the trade. Doesn't matter. And this is why, this is a lot of times, especially in bear markets, why you need to not listen to the news. Any bullish news, you really have to listen. You really have to listen to the overall tune of the market. I think that's it. Is that the whole power hour spreadsheet? That's the whole power hour spreadsheet, guys. Everything's horrible. Even BNB's broken down. So, yeah, absolutely, Suzumi. Not enough to be capitulation. I got a few more people here now than I did a little bit ago. We talked about capitulation. Everyone's asking about capitulation. I don't think people actually know what that means. I think no one actually knows what capitulation means, and that's a shame because you're going to learn. You're going to learn, and probably the hard way. And if you haven't already learned the hard way. Hey, what's up, Ian? How you doing, buddy? Hey, Sam, thank you very much for the super chat, my friend. How do you know capitulation? So capitulation is signified in two ways. Here's a good example. Okay, this is a capitulation bar. All right, when people talk about capitulation like it's a singular event, it kind of is, but it's not necessarily. Capitulation is I'm going to call it a symptom for kind of a lack of a better term than I can think of right now. But capitulation is an extremely tall bar in price, and this is a 50% price bar right here, and an extremely large volume bar. So that's capitulation, okay? Here's capitulation on the upside. Is this candle and this candle would both be considered capitulation? Okay, you can have more than one capitulation candle. Capitulation is like a behavior more than it is like a singular candle, but you can see it. Like when you see a capitulation low, it's fairly obvious. Usually after the fact, in the middle of capitulation, you think the world is falling apart. All right, like it's like someone mentioned an analogy I used a while ago, which I forgot. They said capitulation is like the room next door is on fire and you're wanting to jump out the window. It's pretty much what it's like. That's capitulation. Like when you feel your heart sink and like, oh my God, this is never coming back. Nothing's ever going to make sense again. I'm going to lose all my money. That's capitulation. When you have those feelings, that's capitulation. So that's definitely capitulation. Christina, what's up, Christina? Do I expect the capitulation volume to be super high considering the general decrease of volume in the market? Absolutely. Because what's happening now is you have people white-knuckling it. Ooh, and it looks like Bitcoin's starting to roll over just a little bit. Broke that $6,200 finally. Ethereum 265. So Ethereum popped a little bit. That was in the 250s. Nope, I guess it's still heading lower. So this could have qualified as capitulation, this candle, but the price breadth was not near wide enough. And the fact that a candle of this extreme is already exceeded. I'm trying to think of a word in a bear market here, but the fact that this candle was already and so easily exceeded with that type of volume right there shows this is not capitulation, and there is higher volume to come. This is a high volume sell-off, and the volume will continue to get higher. More than likely will continue to get higher. Can we have a capitulation candle from this? Absolutely. Absolutely, we can have a capitulation candle from this. The volume is increasing, and that's going to lead to panic. No one's panicked yet. These have been measured sell-offs. Everyone's just kind of watching the market move 1% at a time. Eventually, things will get really bad, and they'll move 1%, 3%, 5%, 10%. And then that's when it happens, when market has everyone's attention, everyone's staying up at 3 in the morning, and then you'll have the big capitulation. So that's usually what happens. But capitulation is signified by extremely high volume, okay? This type of volume here, if not higher, this type of volume here. This is a great capitulation candle right there. See that huge green volume? Okay, now obviously some of that was buying on the way up, but I guarantee you a lot of that was selling on the way down. So what happened in the middle of this daily bar, you see how there's no wick on the bottom side here? Maybe a very slight, very, very slight wick. Looks like of about $1. And then, so it bounced, closed, the sell-off continued, then the market rallied. So both of these together, makes it a pretty big capitulation candle. And of course, the second I change my time frame, it kind of negates everything. So let's go back to that time frame, see if you can kind of spot it. So you see the major sell-off here, and then looks like this is kind of when things started to. This is a 4-hour chart. Looks like this is when things started to get crazy. So this is what you're looking for. You're looking for big market sell-off, and then you're looking for the reversal there. And so let's kind of keep that in mind there. If we kind of don't really we can't have it in the same frame, I guess, is what I'm looking at there. Almost. Is that it? Come on, TradingView. TradingView's been lagging greatly for me. Okay, so there we go. So the volume's, it's pretty high. Definitely is pretty high. But just, it just looks. So actually this measured move actually almost looks like it's done. I've been looking at the longer term. Let's go to the shorter term on Ethereum here. This is the big story. Measured move. Actually, both of these measured moves have been met. So could we be in for a bottom? We could be in for a bottom here. We just need it to reverse. It hasn't done it yet. Not yet. Still looks like it's kind of going a little bit lower. Jason, gold, that's a joke. Gold is a joke. Please no one buy gold. Please. Just no one buy gold. Gold makes no sense in this environment. So if you guys have shorts on here, to be honest with you, I would probably start putting limit stop orders in for, You know, in case we do have a big bounce, I would put your profit taking orders in here. Right there as Ethereum breaks that little consolidation and continues lower, because at some point in time we will have a nice bounce, and we may even have a big reversal. I don't know, but this is a different part of the market cycle, right? Like, we can bounce here, we can pause here, we can consolidate here, but hold on, was that Christina? BTC is it going? Is BTC going? This is definitely not financial advice. Oh, BTC 6,070. How did I freaking miss that? Oh, there we go, guys. Man, that was not a good thing. So let's go to my 2-hour chart. Let's check this thing out. If we're gonna break if we're gonna break this low, if we break 6,000, see, this is not good. I mean, this base needs more time to form. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it definitely kind of needs more time to form. But we're getting increased volume. It may not hold up, guys. We may just sell off here. Going with Ethereum, looks the selling may be getting too aggressive on some of these alts that they're just going to start selling Bitcoin too. It's possible, but we need more time in this consolidation. This is like a premature baby right now. It's kind of how I view this. It's like it's too soon. It needs some more time. Needs more time to base out here. Litecoin at 51. Okay, there we go. All right, you know what, TradingView? Now you're just pissing me off. Okay, there we go. All right. All right, so there's Bitcoin. Let's check out Ethereum. Just caving 261, man. Let's go to the that's the 1 hour. Yeah, 2 hours good here. Will we recover? What does that mean, Mexican Charlie Lee, and in what time frame? I mean, yeah, in time, some things will recover, but let me tell you this: Bitcoin will be fine. Ethereum in time will probably be fine. I don't know about a lot of the other coins. Many of these other altcoins will probably not come back. Just to be quite frank with you, I'm not saying all of them. That's not the case. I don't believe saying all altcoins are garbage. Although they're all worthless, like literally their value is very minimal, especially compared to their market cap value. But I think a lot of the platforms will survive. Ethereum's going to survive. XRP is going to be here. EOS is going to be here. Stellar's going to be here. Pretty sure Cardano will still be here. Not sure about IOTA. They got network problems. I don't know a whole lot about Tron personally, so I don't know if Tron's going to be here or not. Maybe someone else can kind of have a different view on that. But I don't think Bitcoin's going to die. I don't think Ripple's going to die. I think Ripple has a lot more pain ahead of it. Keep in mind, guys, my low for Bitcoin is between 24 and 3,600, and I've been saying that for 6, 7, 8 months now. Saying that for about 8 months now. And so that's going to put, 50% price pressure on Bitcoin, which is going to drop 50 billion out of this market cap, which is going to drop all these alts down probably another, we've already had a very aggressive sell-off. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Here's Ethereum. Here's my bear flag, which I've had on here for ever since we had this low. I've had this bear flag, and we're down 40% in Ethereum. Everyone says, oh, it can't go that low. It can't go that low. Guys, it can. You cannot have a belief of a price level because it's not going to love you back. That price level is not going. It's not into you. You know what I mean? It's just not. Unfortunately, some of you are hearing this message too late. I mean, I think we do go lower in time. I think we do go lower in time. We are due a consolidation. Are we due one? Absolutely. When does that happen? I actually don't know. Actually don't know exactly when that's going to happen. Suzumi says all the OG coins will survive. What does that mean, Suzumi? There's lots of OG coins that aren't around anymore. If you go back to CoinMarketCap and check it back in 2015, 14, 13, 12, 90% of them are gone. They're gone. Just because things are here today and once made you money doesn't mean they're good. Doesn't mean they're valuable. And I'm not saying this to be mean, guys. I've lived through two of the biggest market crashes, 2000 and 2007, 2008. Okay, lived through them. Things you didn't think could happen, they happened. Okay, it's kind of like Independence Day. If you guys have seen the movie Independence Day, no, you don't believe a big orb spaceship is going to come over your city until it does, and then you're like, well, I guess I should have paid a little more attention. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people just don't believe these things can happen, and they do. And what happens is they freeze. They have inaction. They don't have a plan for these kinds of things, and then they just get hurt. They just get hurt, and it sucks. And it sounds kind of nice to sit here and say, I told you so, but it sucks. I don't want anyone's account to get hurt. That's not what I want. Do I want to, well, in the past, see, it's difficult down here. So I've said for a little bit now that there's a point in time where you don't sell Bitcoin anymore. Okay, I got a lot of people out of Bitcoin from 13,000, 11,000. Some found me at 9,000. Okay, a lot of people saved a lot of money on Bitcoin. But there's a point when you don't sell Bitcoin anymore, and there's probably, I don't know if that's the same with some of the altcoins, because the altcoins it's a different animal. The altcoins are complete. The altcoins are really just valueless. There's no intrinsic value in an altcoin. Bitcoin does have some intrinsic value. What it is, though, I don't know. I don't know if anyone has a way to actually quantify that. Okay. And I don't think anyone knows how to quantify the intrinsic value of Bitcoin. Intrinsic value is the actual value, like what it's worth monetarily. Okay, so like if you look at an options market, you have intrinsic value. If you're looking at the stock market here, and like I was looking at Huya, so Huya's at $32. So if you buy a $30 option, its intrinsic value is $2.88. The difference between the option strike price and the actual price of the asset. That's the intrinsic value. Okay, we don't know what Bitcoin's intrinsic value is yet. It's going to be lower. I'll tell you that right now. It's going to be lower, and we're probably going to go underneath of that. And I don't really I don't quite know how that exactly works out yet, but yeah. So one coin we're talking about here in the Real Crypto community in our Power Hour, kind of is a longer term short. Which is it's already down pretty far here, is Tron. We were looking at BitMEX. What's probably the worst coin on BitMEX? It's probably Tron. Tron's probably going to be the one that's going to take it on the chin, the worst in terms of BitMEX. Looks like XLM down 10%, catching up. And we talked about that a little bit earlier in this extreme stream. All right, so yeah, Tron may not ever come back. Like I said, a lot of these aren't coming back. I didn't say all of them. I said a lot of them. So let's do a fun experiment. Just everyone really thinks, a lot of you guys are really new to trading, okay, and you don't understand how the valuations of companies and how finicky these markets are. These markets have no rationale to them. They literally don't. Okay, you can go back to a historical snapshot. You think all those coins are cool? Let's go check out the cool coins from a year ago and see how many of them are still in the top 10. And I haven't done this, so I really have no idea. Could be 5, could be 8. I mean, obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum's going to be there, but NEM's really low. IOTA's still there, number 9. You've got NEO at 11. Actually, most of them are still there from a year ago. That's pretty good. Stratus is Stratus and Qtum are down a bunch. Let's not talk about BitConnect. EOS is obviously appreciated a bunch. Waves is down in the dumps. Actually, Omisago is holding up pretty good. Their Veritasium is just destroyed. Golem's destroyed. Sidecoin's destroyed. This thing, I don't even know where that is anymore. XLM's done great, obviously. Bytecoin's pretty destroyed. Lisk is pretty destroyed. So, yeah, the ones in the top 10 are actually still around, which is pretty cool. I didn't quite expect that to happen. So that does show a little bit of maturity in the market. That does show a little bit of maturity. Yeah, if you go back 2 years, I know they're completely different. I wanted to go back a year just to keep things real. Like I said, real crypto. I'm not, I'm not here to try to sound super smart. I'm just trying to get. I just want to get the point across that the markets don't. Your coins don't love you. You know what I mean? So here's 2 years ago, like Steam. Steam was number 3. Where the hell's Steam? Steam's gone. Ethereum Classic, was number 5. Man, Litecoin number 6 still back here, huh? Dude, Nem is a freaking. Nem made so much money for people. Made SafeCoin, that thing is gone. NXT gone. Dogecoin, we know about Dogecoin. Lisk 13. So you've got a good, looks like 40% attrition rate in the top 10 on a kind of annualized basis. Secret with a $5 super chat. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Should I mess with trading XLM right now or just stay in cash for now? You should short XLM right now. XLM is the one coin that hasn't broken down. It's really kind of maintaining, which is very abnormal. So, well, not gone, Adam, but where's NXT in terms of market cap? It's not number 10. It's number 80. To go from within the top 10 to 80, it's gone. It's gone. NXT's gone. Sorry. Put it this way, you lost like 95+% of your money from back then. That pretty much means gone. But yeah, so XLM is really the one coin that hasn't broken down yet. The selling is just starting to get to it. We have this one level of horizontal support. Now this is against the dollar. One level of horizontal support at about 1675 or so, something like that, right? And then it's really probably gonna start accelerating right then. But yeah, so far XLM probably is the market. I would say the market leader out of all the top altcoins, out of all of them. I mean, EOS hasn't really broken down as badly as some. Obviously, Ethereum's taking it on the chin. We know that. Litecoin's destroyed. We've got targets. I mean, we had what, a $45 target for Litecoin? Yeah, here it is right here. Or a $40 target for Litecoin. And guess what? Guess what looks like within the realm of possibility? Even if it reverses at $50 right here. I mean, look at that volume. Does it look like it wants to reverse? Not yet. Not yet. Not to me. It looks like it's continuation so far. I mean, you could consider that a hit if you want to, between 50 and $40, being down, over 75% of the length of this measured move. Yeah, that's a hit right there, guys. That's a hit in Litecoin. I mean, it's, and you take Ethereum's measured move, takes it down to $100 at a minimum. So here's the measured move for Ethereum based off of this movement right here. You know what I'm saying? You guys, if some of you guys still think the technical analysis doesn't work, then you tell me how you could have, tried to gauge this kind of market movement. You know what I mean? It's I like to have that conversation, and then people don't have a way to gauge price, and I can give them targets, and I can at least kind of give you, a thesis. Doesn't mean it's going to work out, but it's better than nothing. Pratik, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks for the super chat, my friend. Brandon, yes, I did get your email about ETP is dumping it. Yeah, I did get your email. I haven't replied to you yet. It wasn't on my computer. I actually was on my tablet. So, well, yeah, February last year, Suzumi. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, February last year was. I mean, a lot of money to be made. Like February last year, where was Ethereum? I mean, it was still like cheap, way lower than it is today. But keep in mind also, Suzumi, not too many people have been in here since last February. A lot of people came in the third quarter of the year. A vast majority of people got in on these big runs. And some of them are still holding back from way up here, unfortunately. When moon, asked Dawn. I think it'll probably moon if you're on the other side of the globe. If the moon's on the other side of the globe from where you are, it's mooning right now. That's as close as you're getting to moon. Yeah, I don't think we're mooning. I think you're hoping for a base and some bounces. I think is what you're hoping for, right there. You're hoping for essentially the bleeding to stop. I mean, 255 is pretty aggressive. It's already dropped $10 since we've started this live stream 34 minutes ago. There's no support level for Omise Go. There's no Guys, all the support's blown through. To be quite frank, you could try to throw something on in the base back here for Ethereum. I mean, you could try, but it's literally just a guess. All of these bases back this far are much less relevant than they are today. What's up, Johnny B? Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. Yeah, there's no support, guys. You talk about like a blue sky breakout, like this breakout. This is all support's gone. Here was your support line, and we did this much earlier in the live stream here. We talked about this. We talked about all these. Look at these long support lines. I'll do it again since we have a lot more people here. I don't have a support line on Bitcoin. $6,011, guys. It's getting there. It's getting there. So Ethereum, there's that long-term support line in white, blown through. XRP, you see it right there, blown through. Look at that line going all the way back, touching this level, coming up here. This is the least aggressive trend line you can find. It's been broken. Does anyone here not understand the relevance of trend lines before? If you guys don't, please go ahead and say I don't, and I'll kind of walk you through it. But all these trend lines are just obliterated. These trend lines don't necessarily form by randomness. Like I said, XLM, the strongest one in the market right now. There's Litecoin, one of the first ones to blow its trend line, and Litecoin is kind of the I view Litecoin as the sentiment gauge for Bitcoin. That's how I view Litecoin, but I think it's even taken out its thing. Cardano blown that out. IOTA, it was up at $1.25. We're at 40 cents. We got Tron here, killed it at 40 cents, and now we're at 16, or what was that? No, 4 cents. Now we're at 1 cent. Oh, is 6K getting up? Oh, there's 6K. Ooh, let's see what happens here at 6K. Let's go to the 1 minute and watch it. Let's see if it gets, 59.55, 59.71. It blew right through it. Didn't even care. We're going to get to that 5,800, guys. We're going to get to that 5,800. All right, remember I mentioned when the altcoins start selling off, what's going to happen to Bitcoin? Maybe we're going to see it right here. So this is just the start, guys. Just the start. I should have done my video earlier today that I wanted to do. My last video was the break of 5,800 is next. Looks like that's happening. Come on. All right, 59.67. Man, it didn't even look at that trend line. Held that trend line, touched it, and just failed. That is insane. This is not good. Yeah, it's gonna totally fall apart. It's done. If it stops at 58, I'll be, yeah. It's too soon. It's just too soon. It's just way too soon. This is just way too soon. It needs to flag out before it breaks this. If it doesn't, then well, yeah, it'll probably get pretty bad. Then we'll bounce back into 5,800, and then we'll probably roll over again. 59.48. Yeah, no bueno, guys. I guess all this volume is just accumulating and just adding to the effect. 59.33, guys. It's not getting good. Ethereum's down 21% on the BitMEX in terms of its percentage gain there. Ridiculous. Yeah, see, I fully expected this trend line to get broken to the upside here. Oh, this BitMEX is even breaking right now. The whole market's breaking right now. APIs are going to fail. Oh, reconnecting to BitMEX. We're having trouble keeping the live data feed to BitMEX open. Wow. Wow. 59.08 on Bitcoin here, guys. It's going to get real here real fast. Let's open up. Wish I could short it on Coinbase Pro. Come on, Coinbase Pro, make it so I can short you, stupid son of a. 59.05. No, this is not. Everyone quit looking for damn capitulation. You got to have the sell-off before you get to capitulation. I'm not checking on BitConnect. No, I'm not. Not checking on no BitConnect. No one cares about BitConnect. 5,900. There we go. All right. Good thing this is being recorded. This is cool. Yeah. Fun stuff. This sucks. I want to... sun's going down. Shoot. All right, stopping at 59. Stopping at 59. Man. All right, so does anyone know of any other crypto guys that are calling for a bull market right now? I don't know of anyone calling for a bull market right now. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, smash that like button. Guys, thanks for being here. Yeah, please go ahead and hit that like button. I appreciate that. If you guys haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do subscribe if you do like it. I know we're kind of in the middle of a thing here. We're bouncing a little bit here off 5,900, so that's healthy. Guys, we need to go sideways here. We need to go sideways here. I really want us to go sideways here. The only crypto guy awake? Well, Node's awake. He lives 1.5 miles from me, so he better be up unless he's in Florida or something. Why I'm so negative? We've been here before? What, the 5,900 level, Chris? Well, we haven't been here in altcoins. It's really the altcoin that is the major draw today. We were looking at the altcoins. Bitcoin is kind of a side note that started falling. So it looks like momentum's waned a little bit there. But this has been extremely bearish in Bitcoin. I was fully anticipating a bear flag or a symmetrical triangle or something. Not a lower low. Definitely not a lower low. And Arnold says, I have to sell Litecoin around 46 and can't go lower. Everyone has a number. Everyone has a number, and that's when everyone starts to sell. So Ethereum 254, not really finding a bottom, but pausing here a little bit. Looks like Bitcoin pausing a little bit as well. Oh, thanks, Fitness Health. Did I save you some money? That's all I hope, is I saved you some money. I've been trying to do that for 8 months now, save people money. That's all I've been trying to do. That's all I've been trying to do. So yeah, a little bit of let's go to the 15 minutes, see if we can see any real. There's the 1 minute. Yeah, it looks like some big selling here. Then we just kind of petered out. So this will continue probably. There's no major. That's a pretty good little bottoming bar. It's not super aggressive, but it's pretty good. A little bit of a dead cat bounce here. Probably will continue. We're still, guys, as long as we're above 5,800, we can still rally higher. So maybe this is a situation where you want to have a lot of balls and you know, maybe take a defensive long, you know, anticipating not getting below 5,800 and having another bounce. So that's definitely a possibility there. But so far, the way that this volume is setting up kind of looks like a dead cat bounce. You know, you have those from time to time where you have sell-offs and you bounce and they roll over and sell off and bounce and roll over. So either way, if you want to play that, but you know, for a 2.5% risk, well, I guess now 3% risk is bouncing a little bit. For 3% risk, that's not too bad. Maybe actually give it to this low, but we could undercut again. There's no major bottoming volume here. There's just the selling volume that's been here. So that's about that. How's VET? Destroyed. How else should VET be? It's been destroyed. VET has barely had a good day since its existence. Since it swapped from VEN to VET, why is everyone interested in VET? So, I mean, it's, guys, it's down another 76%. what what does it take? What does it take to get people not to look at a coin? I don't understand it. Not everything's a bargain, guys. Not everything's a bargain. Not everything's a bargain. So Bitcoin looks like going there to test 6,000. We'll see what happens to 6K, testing that little prior point right there. Let's see if that becomes resistance. Typically, resistance becomes support. Support becomes Neo. Someone wants me to look at Neo, and Neo's dead. You're going to see single-digit Neo. Sorry. I don't know what the digit is, but you're going to see single-digit Neo. We've been talking about lower Neo for a long... When we broke this trend line... when did I do that trend line video? I want to look it up, actually. I'm a little curious. A little curious when I did that. Actually, let me go here. I want to go back to my video manager. When I showed you these guys, all these trend lines here. I mean, I went through a video and just showed everyone these trend lines. Looks like it was August 4th. Bitcoin analysis and altcoin trend. Have you seen these patterns? Is when I kind of went through and talked about these trend lines in mass. It was August 4th. So, yeah, I did another one about a few of them a long time ago. It wasn't all of them. It was kind of a hint of potential things to come, and looks like it's happened. I want to find it. I want to find that video. Okay, there's July 17th. No. Yeah, I don't know if I can find it here during the live stream, but anyway, I talked about I think it was XMR, and it was actually the day that Litecoin broke its trend line, like right there. It was right there. So that must have been, looks like late May, early June is when I put this video out. And I talked about Litecoin just broke this, so June 21st. See if I can go find that. But guys, these aren't things I pull out of my butt. These are trends I see and I stay consistent with. Okay? You know, I view trend lines as very very valid methodology. June 28th. That's exactly what it is. You haven't seen these crypto charts. That's what it is. June 28th. So it's a little bit after that. June 28th is when I put that video out. So right there, we've been talking about the altcoin market really breaking down. So just yeah, you guys got to pay attention. You guys got to pay attention. You start breaking these big levels. It's important. Very, very important. Very important. Ethereum 257. What else we got? Cardano down 14%. Tron down 13%. Just popped a little bit. BNB down 12%. So it's getting real, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting real. Boski says don't hodl. I actually, I'm not a big fan of hodling, but there was a gentleman here earlier, Sue, I don't want to butcher his name. I'll try to find it, but he said he has been holding for a year, and he's still up like 8 times. And you know what? If you have these from extremely low levels, then absolutely you can hodl. Okay, but you don't just blindly buy something and hodl it. That is. There you go, Suzumi. I wanted to get your name correct. Suzumi. Okay, so Suzumi was the individual said he bought in basically last year in February, and he said he's up 8 times. You know what? You can kind of hodl a little bit from those levels. I still would have sold up here because we had a crazy bull market, but you can hodl Bitcoin from 10, 20, 30, 100, 500, maybe even $1,000. I don't mind hodling that. But you don't hodl $10,000 Bitcoin. You just don't. You absolutely do not. Is 3,800 Bitcoin still possible? Yes, I do believe it's still possible. Absolutely still possible. Chris has a counter argument here. I appreciate your question. Thank you for challenging me. So you're basically saying cryptos are all done because they've had a rough week. This time 2 weeks ago, XLM gained 30% in a matter of days. No, I'm not saying it because they've had a rough week, Chris. Let's look at Ethereum. Let's look at Ethereum. So Ethereum broke, number one, a long-term trend line. These trend lines are very important. Okay, some people may not think so, but they are. Go back and do some history and try to draw some long-term trend lines in different assets that have gone to fail, and you will see long-term trend lines all over the place. There's ones that are more aggressive than this. All right, there's ones that are much more aggressive than this, and they've already failed that I don't have drawn on here. Also have increased volume breaking down from that trend line. You think that's an accident? Like literally, do you think it's an accident? Let me show you a few more charts. Also, not to mention, we went from 400 all the way down to $400 before getting down here to 250. It's not the recent week, my friend. It's the continued beating of your wife. You're not a good person if you beat your wife continually. You're not going to change. Therapy's not going to change you. XRP. Let's look at XRP. Okay, we talk about the massive bull run. We did a live stream or something a little bit ago and talked about the fact that, a little bottoming candle there in Ethereum on the 15-minute. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I could put a pause in this thing. But yeah, Ripple, long-term trend line right here. Okay, coming down within the base. I had this orange line as kind of the last bastion of major support to kind of keep an uptrend somewhat intact, and it's been broken. Okay, also volume increasing. It's not exponential increasing, but it's still increasing. All right, you've got EOS also breaking a very long-term trend line, which it's supported several times. And notice the volume increasing on the break of that trend line. Again, is that an accident? Increasing volume is bad, just as increasing volume over here is good. Let's look at Lumens, the one that you mentioned, and the one that's actually holding up the best in the market. Okay, this is the best looking coin in the market right now, and it has a horizontal support that it has not broken yet. So most of those have trend lines. This one also has a trend line that has already been broken, but it also has some horizontal support actually below that trend line. So, I mean, if you want to draw it like this, fine, whatever. You can draw it like that if you want to. I'll give you that one. That's fine. But it just kind of ends up. All these charts have very, very similar patterns. They're all just breaking down at different times. Litecoin here really took out its long-term trend line a while ago, lining up that point and that point. If I wanted to, I really could line it up like this, omitting this major wick down here. And in that circumstance, it's already broken, but I gave it the benefit of the doubt, and I gave it that wick. Okay, just trying to give it as much room as I can. And $50 Litecoin, if that doesn't say the market's screwed, I don't know what's going to tell you the market's screwed. Okay, Litecoin broke out from $108 here when I bought it, and it's 50% below that level. 50% below that level. Cardano, broken, long-term trend line, series of lower highs, and this is the same story time and time again. Everything I'm telling you, you can apply to different charts at different points in time, right? But series of lower highs. Okay, no major swing high has been broken yet. This is a major swing low. Look at the price difference between these highs and this high. Extraordinary weakness here. Not necessarily majorly high volume, but does have a little bit of a higher volume tinge to it, right? IOTA pretty much decimated at this point in time. So it's not just because of 1 week. It's a series of actions that happen over and over and over again. Okay, and that's what's happening right now. Is the kind of the early stages of this basic market of this market breakdown. Okay, this is not the end, guys. This is kind of the middle of it, I guess. I still think there's more to come. How much more? You know what? It's impossible to tell. It's impossible to tell. But here's Tron. Tron, huge bull market. There's its long-term trend line broken definitively. We've undercut this trend, this support level here, about the 20, looks like 224 level, and there you go. So you can go through all these top 20 coins, and they're all broken. Ethereum Classic longer-term trend line. You can see right there, we broke it, chopped around it, tested above it, and then chopped underneath of it and failed. Guys, these chart patterns, this is not an accident. These aren't accidents. These aren't accidents. This is all purposeful market action. It's not manipulation. Okay, it's not bots. It's trading going back 100 years. Okay, 100 plus years. All right, it's just trading, everyday trading that happens all the time. Nothing is new. All right, now Monero has a longer term trend line, which we're coming and testing right now. But we've broken another one. I drew this one because it was so low, and then you can see we're getting down here. So, it is what it is. You just kind of deal with the market. You just kind of deal with the market, and you deal with it as it is, and that's about it. So there you go. All right, guys, I actually got to get out of here. I appreciate you joining me today. If you guys like my message and actually like to know actually how the real market works, and we go over all that kind of stuff, you can check out my website, real-crypto.com. Check out my services where we do a power hour every single day. Even if you join us for 1 month, you're going to get a tremendous amount of value out of what we talk about every single day in the power hour. And that's pretty much all I got to say. I think the markets are definitely in trouble. We're going to bounce at some point or consolidate. It's hard to say exactly when. Bitcoin has yet to make its move. I highly doubt Bitcoin is done. That is not a natural progression for Bitcoin to just kind of stop. Right now we're just undercut 6,000. So that's about it. There's a lot more to be said in the market, a lot more analysis to do. If you guys need a guide, need someone to ask questions to, $65 a month, ask me any question you want. We talk every day for an hour to 2 hours, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Arizona time. Videos are recorded. If you want a little bit of education, join up. Let's have a conversation. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Guys, stay safe with Bitcoin and a lot of these cryptos. It's pretty dangerous out there, pretty dangerous. So, all right, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I'll see you guys next time.